Brothers and sisters, welcome once again to our today's program of Leo Njoleo. Today we are the 23rd of October 2018. My name is Odon Bulamba. I'm the one who is going to present the program to you, so I will ask you to be with us for the rest of the time. In the meantime, if this is your first time you visualize us, you watch us, or you watch our channel, we'll encourage you to click on the subscribe button so that you can be subscribed and you can watch us from time to time whenever we post a video. Without taking longer, let me remind you that on Saturday we'll have our reflection program, and our reflection program will talk about the opposition of the Congo. Opposition where, as opposition of the Congo, meaning that our opposition members, leaders of our opposition, have been separating themselves, have been dividing themselves, while it remains only 60 days before the elections. So, some of them agree that they can go to the election with this corrupted machine. Others are not ready to go to the election with the voting machine, which is corrupt. Now, as they are divided, what do we say as the population of the Congo? When we see our leaders divided, what will be our advice to our nation, to our leaders, and what future can we expect from this dislocation between our leaders? So we'll invite you to talk to us, to participate on that reflection on Saturday. And this time we are going to consider the time of America. It will be Saturday. The first time it will be, in Honolulu, it will be around 1 p.m. in Honolulu. It will be around 3 p.m. in Anchorage. Anchorage. It will be around 4 p.m. in Los Angeles. It will be around 5 p.m. in Salt Lake City. It will be around 6 p.m. in Chicago and 7 p.m. around the New York City. So this is it. So be ready, and once again, welcome, and we hope to talk to you on Saturday. Anyway, without taking longer, let us go to our headlines. We are going in North Kivu, where the economic activities in Beni and Lubero territories are disturbed due to the endless insecurity. In Goma, clashes between the police and the population of the Notability Vision 2020, also known as District of Buhene, is on its second day. 7 dead in 2 accidents on Kasai River that took place at Chimbrikita, a diamond mining site which is located at 13 kilometers from the town of Chikapa. The members of the opposition have announced that they will not boycott the election of the 23rd of December 2018. And finally, a meeting was supposed to take place between Kimbuta, the governor of the city of Kinshasa, and the organizers of the opposition. So that meeting has just been postponed to next Thursday. So these are the points that we are going to develop, and I will ask you to be with us for the rest of the time so that we can talk, we can share the news. But at the end of it, I will take some time to talk about our opposition leadership, how they are living a life of misunderstanding, and they are doing things which are taking us to somehow to a doubt, and we start to fear what is going to happen from their dislocation, misunderstanding, and not having the same language. So let us go to our news and let us start. Characterized by the activism of armed group, the kidnapping of civilians and ambushes on certain roads, insecurity in the territories of Beni and Lubero disrupt and negatively affect the economy in the region. In Lubero and Zebunia, entrepreneurs no longer have access to farms and plantations in the region. One of the inhabitants, one of the people of that area said, trade does not work anymore because people are afraid of what is happening. When they learn that the ADF are plagued with the Congolese army, that we think in passing, all this destabilizes the economy. So there are a lot of hazard. We are suffering the horrors of war and we are in trouble, said this person. In Goma, in the territory of Nyiragongo in North Kivu, the tension between the police and the population of Buhene district is at its second day. So when I say second day, it means Tuesday, the 23rd of October. The population is fiercely opposed to a massive dislocation linked to a land dispute with a third party. Monday's skirmishes reportedly left at least 4 people dead and many injured. All activities are paralyzed in Buhene. The secondary roads were barricaded to prevent the action of the police, which made use of real bullets and tear gas to disperse the crowd. As a result, there were several injuries and at least 4 people lost their lives. The population, who say they are determined to stay in their plot at any price. So meaning that the population have decided to stay, in their plots, no matter what would happen, they are not going to leave. One of them said, "We are angry. We found that the magistrate who makes the decision on this file does a lot of work. He missed it. If we had a responsible government, our government will have to do everything so that each family will be returned or will be given back their plots. And we are here more than 10,000 people." We go to Kasai, where at Chimbrikita, a diamond mining site located at 13 kilometers from the town of Chikapa, in less than 30 days now, 7 people were killed in 2 accidents involving boats on the Kasai River. The last case occurred on the evening of Saturday, the 20th of October, where 4 people died. According to Herbert Mbingo, the vice governor, the deputy governor, the motor of a canoe coming from the city stopped functioning or stopped working. The boat, precipitated by a violent stream of water from the fall, capsized. A few days earlier, a similar incident had claimed the lives of 3 people. The victims would be artisanal diamond diggers who regularly frequent the site. Talking about the opposition now. Meeting on Tuesday at the G7 headquarters in Kinshasa, the representative of Union for the Congolese Nation, Movement for the Liberation of Congo, and Together for the Change of Moses Katumbi announced that they are not going to boycott the next election. During the meeting, Kamerhe also announced that he will take part in this week's opposition meeting that will be in South Africa. It is in principle Thursday that this conclave for the nomination of a common candidate of the opposition and the adoption of a program of government should begin. As a reminder, the absence of Felix Tshisekedi, who is actually in the United States of America, is due to a busy agenda according to his political party. Felix Tshisekedi and Moses Katumbi are announced for the moment absent from this meeting. The governor of the city of Kinshasa has just postponed to the next Thursday the working session at which he had invited the opposition on Wednesday about the demonstration, about the rally that they have organized for the 26th of October 2018. The opposition rally, if it will be permitted, will take place one day before the big common front for the Congolese meeting take place at Tata Raphael Stadium. UDPS, the political party of Felix Tshisekedi, has said it will not participate to that rally. And for UDPS, with or without the voting machine, they have decided to go to the election on the 23rd of December. A blow that the unity of action advocated by opposition leaders. According to this Tuesday's opposition leaders meeting at G7 headquarters, the real reason for this postponement with the meeting with Kimbuta have not been given or advanced. As a reminder, the opposition plan to do the rally on Friday to protest against the use of the voting machine and the presence of voters without fingerprint are found in the electoral file of the CENI. So this is a news of the day, and I'm going to take some time to comment about our leaders of the opposition. Looking at the situation as I've just said, first of all, we come to a place where Tshisekedi is not ready. And is not ready to be with others. It's not only Tshisekedi, but I will say the opposition in general. And here I will focus about what we call the tenors of the opposition, the bulldozers of the opposition leaders of the 7 or the biggest political parties in the Congo. These people have constructed like a coalition of the opposition that they call themselves G7. So the G7 actually, according to me, I will say that it has got true fractures. And I've observed that they have been splitting. They have split it in 2 groups. It's one opposition coalition, but which is split in 2. On one side, we see those who say, okay, we are going to go to the election, but we are ready to boycott the election if the voting machine, if that electoral process, you know, those who have got electoral cards without fingerprinters, so we are going to do all so that we can boycott that process. On the other side, we have got also the other group which has just said, with or without the machine, we have to go to the election. We need to participate to that election. So if one group strongly believes that they shouldn't go to that election because of the presence of that voting machine, which is a tricked machine. And another group say on the other hand, we are going to go to the election no matter if the machine is there or not. That already brings a big separation between the two. The second fracture, the second dislocation that I found, a reason of dislocations that I found, is that we have got two groups of candidates among those leaders of the opposition within their coalition. One group are those who were validated by the CENI, meaning that whenever they presented their candidacy for the presidential, CENI approved it. And there is another group of those who were not validated. So CENI rejected their candidacy, or again, they were not allowed to postulate. Their candidacy was rejected somehow, or was not accepted, or they were not even allowed to come back to the country. That is a second reason. But here, what come across my mind is this. For the first part, those who are validated, those who have been validated by CENI, they are ready for the election. Even the imperfections of the electoral process is there for them. Their only target is let us go to the election. Maybe it can be for the goodness of the people. Maybe it can be for the advantage of those candidates. Maybe also it can be for some other reasons, unknown reason, that they can see and they know themselves. But I don't want to exclude the option such as those who were validated. It's an opportunity for them to postulate, because somehow the absence or the exclusion of the other candidates, it's an advantage for them, because they can have the chance at least to be retained or to be considered as the best candidates. Therefore, they accept we have to go to the election. We have to move forward regardless of the voting machine, tricked voting machine or not. However, they don't have to forget that in Brussels, they signed a document to say that altogether they agreed that we are going to the election with one condition: if the voting machine is put aside, is removed from the process, and those who have got the right to vote without fingerprint, they should also be removed from the list of voters. But today, these people have changed their minds. They have changed now their say, and they are going to the election without considering what they agreed on or upon the last few days. On the other side, those who were excluded, those who were not validated by CENI, we can't also reject the fact that they may continue to say, let us block the election. It will be better for us not to allow it, because if we do not allow it, then the election won't take place. There might be a chance to review conditions of becoming a qualified maybe candidate, and therefore they can also intervene, they can appeal the decision of CENI, and possibly they might be retained, their candidacy might be reconsidered, and they can be inclusive so they can participate to the elections. So those are options that we don't have to reject, but there are possibilities of such a situation. However, seeing the way that they are acting, I would say that our opposition leaders, somehow, they are reflecting like a sort of like, we don't have a position. They have no position. They don't tell the people exactly where they stand and what they stand for. They continue to mislead people. They continue to betray the people of the Congo. And that because somehow some of them, if not all of them, maybe most of them, have accepted this type of bribery. Some of them want to become, at all cost, ministers, prime ministers, or again, they want to be a part of the government, and so far they want to collect money to make themselves rich. Someone told me for the past few hours, and that person works around one of the opposition leaders. And he said, my boss cannot let it go. He cannot accept to lose the offer which has been suggested to him. So he's ready to take a few millions of dollars, a few hundred of $1,000s. And they have promised him to give him a position in the government. And for that man, that person, you might be surprised. He said, yeah, I will be ready to accept Shadari, someone from a FCC, someone from Kabila's group, to be the leader of the country, as long as I'm given a good position and a good amount of money. And I was wondering, does this person really think about the life of the Congolese? Does he really think about the people of the Congo? Should people of the Congo continue to trust such people? Should we continue to follow them or to be their supporters? During the morning, they will give us a speech, but in the afternoon, they will act differently to the speech they gave to us in the morning. And actually, some of activists in the Congo right now are confused. And I will say why. Let me give you an example. Look what has been taking place. There will be a conclave. They have been organizing a conclave. I mean, the resolution of the conclave in South Africa, which is supposed to take place. It will start on the 23rd of October and it will finish on the 25th of October. So this resolution, this conclave will take place. Of course, as we said, Kamerhe is going to be, maybe a few people will be there, Sesanga, maybe Bazaiba. And this conclave will take place for those 3 inclusive days. At the same time, they have organized a demonstration, a rally on the 26th against the use of this voting machine. Now people do not know exactly where to go or what to do. People don't even know where the opposition leaders stand. Their position is unknown. On one hand, we are going to do this conclave, and from the conclave, they will tell us who will be their common or unique leader that they will choose, who will represent the opposition. From that conclave, they will tell us the program that they are going to use in order to govern the country for the next term. As I've just said, Felix Tshisekedi, for instance, has already, and his party have already proclaimed that they won't neither be to the conclave and they won't participate to that rally. They won't join the rally, they won't join the conclave. They are out of it. Let me say now, if in that conclave, they decide that Felix Tshisekedi will be the leader or the candidate who will represent the opposition, what is going to happen? Because those leaders of the opposition in this coalition, they are against the voting machine. And they have said we cannot go to the election with that voting machine. But Felix Tshisekedi, on the other hand, he has just confirmed that I'm going to the election with or without the machine. Even we have heard that UNC, I mean the political part of Kamerhe, also might go with or without the voting machine. But you have been waiting for the confirmation from Kamerhe himself. The same as also we have been waiting for Tshisekedi also to confirm it. So in case they put now Felix Tshisekedi as the representative of the opposition, what is going to happen? Whenever Corneille Nangaa, whenever Kabila, whenever the presidential majority will say that, yeah, we have to go to the election, but the voting machine must be there. What is going to happen? Will Felix Tshisekedi say, okay, I've changed my mind again, I'm not going to the election with it? Or will he say, okay, I don't care about you people of the opposition, I'm going to the election with that machine? On the other hand, if they put someone who is not for the machine, who is against the voting machine, will Felix Tshisekedi continue to be a part of that coalition? Or is he going to pull out because the rest of the group have said, no, we are not going to the election with the machine, while he wants to go for it? What is going to happen? We can see a split. And the split will make people to be really, really in trouble. Because those who are going to suffer are we, the population. It's not about leaders, this is about the population of the Congo. According to some sources, UDPS, or the political party of Felix Tshisekedi, although we have got several UDPS, but I'm talking specifically about that of Felix Tshisekedi, they have decided to remain focusing on elections now. So they don't have the time to go to the conclave, they don't have the time to go to the demonstration or rally. They have boycotted all of those. For them, their focus now is about election. And at this pace, we can see that it will be almost impossible to have a joint candidacy for the opposition. Unless a miracle, but we believe that that won't take place. And I've been talking about it for some days. And even I remember once, one member of the Kabila's group said, the opposition is unable to choose a joint candidacy. Are they really unable to do so? I don't think so. But what I know is that they don't want to show that willingness of choosing a candidacy. Maybe they don't think more about the population. Maybe they don't think more about the calamities that the Congolese people have been going through. Furthermore, we can accept altogether to go to the election with this voting machine. But we don't have to forget that Corneille Nangaa, who is a leader, who is a head of the department for controlling the election, supervising the election process, that gentleman has no willingness at all to organize the elections. And I've been repeating that Kabila doesn't want this election to take place in the Congo. Therefore, they have been starting multiple wars in the eastern part of the country. They have been creating scenarios which will discourage people to not go to the elections. They will create this climate of insecurity around the country so that the people cannot stand and go for the election. And as you know, wherever there is war, wherever there is trouble and insecurity, it's impossible to organize the elections. So elections won't have a place in such an insecure climate. As I've always said, let us think a little bit about the sacred union of the opposition during the time of Mobutu. If we look back, early around the 1990s, Mobutu Sese Seko, who was a former president of the Democratic Republic of Congo, asked the leaders of the opposition to choose one person whom they trusted, and that person could become the prime minister of the country. Frankly speaking, the leaders of the opposition, they were unable to provide the name of one person. It was like a fight for power among them. Nguza Kalibond said it should be me. Etienne Tshisekedi said it should be me. Faustin Birindwa said it should be me. Kibasa Maliba. And it was like, you know, a part of the hawks. And well, all the hawks were there because they were fighting. Everybody wanted at least to get a portion of something. They were fighting for power because they loved so much. Maybe they were adoring, I should say, success. They wanted to be just on top of the list. And today, the history is repeating itself, where our people of the opposition, they are unable to give one name, they are unable to do things in unity, and they can prove to the population that there is dislocation between them or among themselves. And whatever they are going to do, all the failures that they are planning for their own advantages, you know, all the failures that they are planning, sacrificing the country, sacrificing our nation for their own benefit, they should remember that whatever they are doing will only benefit Kabila and his people. We have learned so far, and we know all together, that in every country there is what we call political ideology of the opposition. That political ideology means that whatever the government does, if the government doesn't do it for the well-being of the population, those who are political opponents, those who are political actors in the opposition, they will stand and advocate for the people. All is about advocacy. Someone will stand and raise a voice for those who are voiceless. Someone will stand and alert the government or tell the government, hang on, something is going wrong here about our people. You should do it this way or try this way. People are suffering, people are going through a lot. This is a way to stop and change it. This is what we call the political ideology of an opposition. Sometimes I wonder, does our opposition, the coalition of opposition in the Congo, does it really respond to that political ideology of opposition? Or do they do something different? I may take an example. Donald Trump. So far, he wasn't a politician. He's a businessman. Or he used to be a businessman. And of course, he stood next to big political actors. Hillary Clinton, she's well known in politics. She has got maturity. She has got knowledge. She knows how things work in politics. But because people did not trust that she had that political ideology of opposition, meaning that she couldn't stand and defend the right of the people of America, people decided to vote for that person who was somehow less strong than Hillary Clinton in politics, but who showed that willingness to assist them, who showed that willingness to be there for the population of America. And they choose Trump. Similarly, with the situation in France, where Macron was just a young person, he started that political party maybe less than 2 years, 1 year before the election. And people left behind all the big stars, all the big figures, political figures, and decided to choose Macron. Because Macron kept talking, kept focusing on the needs of the people. I wonder now, if our people, our leaders of the opposition have a focus, or do they really even think, or do they have time to stop and think about the Congolese population? Actually, we have got a group of population who were expelled from Angola. I haven't heard that one of those leaders of the opposition have gone there or sent at least some people there to pay them a visit. Those are voters. Those are your people, our nation, our brothers and sisters. Just your presence there for 1 minute means a lot for them. Similarly, in Beni, where people have been killed, people have been, treated, like just packet of cigarette abandoned on the street. But none of our politicians have taken a stand or a step to say, let me go and pay those people a visit. They are also voters. For that reason, I ask myself, who do our leaders of the opposition stand against? When is their opponent? Their opponent to who? Are they opponent to Kabila as an individual? Are they the opponent to the system which Kabila has been using to govern our country? Are they the opponent, or do they stand against the present government? Or do they stand against the Congolese people or people from the Congo, or against the well-being of the Congolese? Because if they stand and they say that we are fighting so that Kabila can go, only the individual Kabila, then Kabila has proved people wrong by giving to the Congolese people a dauphin, Ramazani Shadari, telling people, okay, I pull myself out, but Shadari is there, and Shadari will continue the same political activities that Kabila was doing, so the system is the same. So if you fight Kabila, then you have failed. Are they fighting the system in place? If yes, that is a good thing. But let us know now, let the population be informed, what is the system in place? How should we define it? Let people understand what is the system that Kabila has been using. Show to the population of the Congo what Kabila did wrong, what is wrong in that system, and what you believe you can improve for the benefit of the Congolese people. Are they fighting the present government? Ministers? Governors? Maybe mayors? Members of parliament? Maybe they are fighting those ministries because those ministries and those offices, institutions in general in the Congo are independent. They do whatever they want to do, but at the end of the day, they have to bring a revenue, a return to their boss. They have to give, to bribe the president of the country in order to continue to serve their country, or to be at the same position. If you don't bribe, then you are out. You have the chance, 1,000 chances to lose your job. Is that what the opposition leaders are fighting against? Or again, are they fighting against the people of the Congo or the well-being of the population of the Congo? One will say, yes, they are fighting against the Congolese people. Why do I say that? Because they were supposed to be there to advocate for the people of the Congo, but they are not. What they are doing instead is to try by all the means to become rich, to occupy some posts, or again, to occupy some positions, high position or higher position within the next government. They don't care much about what the population has been going through, all the calamities, all the tyrannies that they have been facing. They don't care about that, or they care less. And if they were there to fight for the well-being of the people of the Congo, then they should take this matter seriously. They should unite. They should come together and say, look, we are doing this for our people. Let us forget about our differences. Let us forget about our views but let us see the big picture, the population of the Congo. And failing to do so, meaning that you are not only killing the people of the Congo, but you are also selling the country itself, the land, our territory. Because whatever you do, it will end up to be a mistake if we are not gathering together, and that mistake will cost people of the Congo not only lives, but also their land and their well-being. Somehow, you are contributing without maybe knowing to the failure of our entire nation. You are contributing to the disorder and disaster that our people and our land or our country has been facing. You should remember that people of the Congo have been waiting for you. They have been waiting for your decision. Your decision will give them strength, or your decision once again will push them to quit the hope, or again to be disappointed. All the games that Kabila have been playing, all that has been happening in the block of the coalition of the leaders of the opposition have been exposed for some time now. I've spoken about it, and many people also have talked about it. So it's good and better. You leaders, because you represent the people, you should stand for the cause of the people. You should come back to your strength, come back to your political consciousness and say, look, we are here to serve the people of the Congo, and do so. It's true that every political party has its own strategy or its own plan of action. And it's almost impossible to find a political party which will give up its strategy to please other political parties. Normally not. Every political party will have its objectives, and it's not easy to give up your objectives so that others can be happy. That's a reality in politics. But remember, whenever you focus only on your objective and you forget the objective of the nation, that's where you fail. And considering what Congo has been going through, actually, one single political party will never and ever win the election in the Congo. No matter what you do, you can never and ever win it. People should be united. And that's why we are inviting you, we are calling you to be united. Once you are united, you'll have a common plan in place, and that will lead to success. Politics is not a game. It's about people's life. And in politics, discussion and exchange of point of views are the keys. It's a matter of convincing your political partners with your strong argument for the benefit of the population. And they will agree, they will accept it, and then we'll move forward. But if you continue to say, this is my position, and you separate people, you split the power of opposition, you split the power of electors, you take a portion, someone else will take another group, another one will take another portion. By the end of the day, you will all lose. And Kabila has been making fun of the opposition. He laughs. He makes fun also of our entire nation. And all of that because you, the leaders of the opposition, have agreed to divide for egoistic interests. But if you refuse to divide yourselves, if you decide to not oppose, the views of yourselves, then you will be winners. Failure to do so, it means that you are giving to Kabila an extension. You are giving to him more time to continue to reign, more time to continue to guide, more time to continue to be the president of the Congo, although he has been there illegally. But you are extending his mandate. You are making him to be there forever. So it's up to you, the people of the Congo, to advise, as well as myself. It's up to us to advise our leaders, sometimes to approach them, to share with them our visions, our viewpoints, and that will help our country to stand again on its feet. Whoever has the ears to listen should listen and pass on the message to others. May God bless the Congo. Our Congo will remain one, strong, united, and with love. With your contribution, your actions, and my actions, whenever we put them together, we are called winners. May God bless you, and I hope to talk to you next time. Have a lovely morning, have a lovely afternoon, have a lovely day, and I will see you again soon. Goodbye for now.